whether it's been through video games or movies. There's something psychologically terrifying about a monster-infested hellscape with a fire burning deep beneath its grounds. But as many of you may not know,
is it meant to be like
Silent
smoke?
Hill, or at least the inspiration behind the concept, was based on a real-life place. Today we're going to learn about the history of Centralia, Pennsylvania, otherwise known as Silent Hill.
I actually didn't realize it was smoke.
The town
That's
that would
crazy.
become known as Centralia was founded and incorporated into the local borough in 1866. The main employer within the community was the various coal mining companies that operated within the area.
Okay.
And although a job like coal mining carried various risks, it provided a decent life for the majority of the 2,000 citizens.
Horses. I was going to say
that
donkeys. That's a
occupied the
horse.
town. But although being a much-needed financial lifeline at the time, it would soon also be its downfall. The coal mining continued until the 1960s, when most of the companies went out of business.
Ooh.
And by this time, the borough had grown to home a total of 5 schools, 7 churches, 5 hotels,
5
27
hotels?
saloons, 2 theaters,
Bro, this place is big.
bank, post office, and 14 general stores.
14.
On May
oh my God.
27th, 1962, the people of Centralia put into motion a course of events that would change their history and lives
Oh,
forever.
jeez.
It
Oh,
was a
jeez.
Monday, and the citizens were getting ready for their Memorial Day festivities to take place just a
Okay.
few days later. But there was a problem that hadn't been dealt with yet.
Problem.
Due to their
What kind of
continued
problem?
population growth, the main landfill had been overflowing for quite some time.
Ooh.
The city council had met earlier that month to discuss the best way to go about cleaning up the 300-foot wide and 75-foot tall pit of trash that had
Damn.
accumulated.
Damn,
So
that's
it
a lot
was
of
agreed
trash.
upon that they would burn the pile and have the problem out of the way before the festivities could commence.
Where's the landfill? Like, where's the landfill in this town? I hope it's far away. Because burning trash is, like, so toxic. That's crazy. That's almost as much garbage as Twitter, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. Spitting facts. Oh my gosh. That's
The only
wild.
problem was that the landfill was located directly on top of the old coal mine. But
Bro. I'm confused how they thought this was a good idea knowing that. Like, just from a city planning perspective. Like, any random Joe Schmo, sure, they might not know about this. But, like, this is like a city planning thing. These people know about this when they do these things, right? How did they think this was smart? That is a wild thing to do, knowing that's beneath it. I think it was very insidious from the start. Yeah, I'm putting my tinfoil hat on, guys. I'm getting conspiracy vibes here.
deciding that it was a risk they had to take,
Oh,
they
geez.
set fire to the trash on May 27th, 1962, and waited
Screams
for the
get back to work, it
smoldering
does.
trash to burn itself out. The only problem was that it didn't stop.
Yeah, no wonder. What? Usually it is
The
if they
fire
bothered
soon
any
grew
sort of
out
planning
of
for city.
control
Yeah.
despite the best efforts of the local
Oh, that's
fire department.
Bad.
And it latched onto the old coal seam from the mine and slowly but surely spread throughout the mines of the city.
Bro,
Despite the initial panic
no.
and realization of the magnitude of a situation they were dealing with, I could only imagine how those in charge must have felt. Some of the first residents to notice that things were heating up, so to speak, were the town's gas station owners. Upon
Yeah,
taking
Rick,
the temperature
exactly.
of their underground fuel tanks, something they routinely did, they panicked when the temperature gauges read 397 degrees.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about this. Like, all the roads are going to be, like, heating up. If these were tarmac roads, that would have been melting.
To put it
Bro.
in perspective, gasoline typically combusts around 495 degrees. So it was only
Oh.
a short time before the ticking time bombs exploded. around the city.
I didn't even think about that. Like, the gas stations obviously could, like, blow up off the back.
Some residents began evacuating on their own volition, and soon flames were visible, coming out of cracks in the ground.
What?
And more flames began to be spotted over the days to come. And
That's
when those flames were
crazy.
extinguished, the residents began reporting the constant smell of smoldering trash. Over the next several weeks, the authorities tried almost every conceivable effort to smother the blaze.
What are they going to do, though? It's
They pumped water into the
everywhere.
mines daily. They covered the surface with clay and pumped a slurry of ash, water, and rocks into the mine.
Bro.
But all efforts failed to stop the hell that was now burning deep beneath their beloved town.
This literally looks like hell on earth. Like, this looks like hell on earth. Oh my gosh. Isn't exposure to like smoke like really bad for you? Not only in the case of like suffocation, obviously, because it can suffocate you. I'm pretty sure it does a lot of long-term damage as well. Like, people that have been exposed to like a lot of smoke tend to have like breathing problems in the long run. And I think also it's like a really bad it's usually like commonly linked to people getting cancer and stuff as well. The aftermath, bro, as if that wasn't enough.
Eventually, they had no choice other than to give up, and fearing for the safety of the town's inhabitants, the city was condemned, and all residents were forced to vacate their homes. The majority.
That's so bad as well, because like when something like this happens, like you're screwed. You're screwed. It's not even like, I don't think you could even go after the city for this and get them to relocate you. Like, I don't know if you could. I wonder if anyone managed to like actually get a new home off the back of it.
Citizens evacuated the town, but several opted to stay despite the warnings of local authorities.
I mean, yeah, it's a shit situation, but like, what are you gonna do?
To surrounding towns. And that was until the fire continued.
You can't afford to move.
The statewide attention to the scale of the problem culminated in 1981, when a
Why did it take so long? What the fuck? Am I crazy, or is that like 15 years after that happened? Why did it take so long, dude? Oh my gosh.
12-year-old resident named Todd Domboski
He fell in a sinkhole?
sinkhole.
Oh my
which
gosh.
had spontaneously opened up beneath him as he was playing in his backyard.
Bro.
He held on by a tree root while breathing in carbon monoxide until his 14-year-old cousin pulled him out of the hole, saving his life. Upon examination, it was found that the hole was 4 feet across and 150 feet deep, and was spewing out toxic gases and
Oh my gosh. Bro.
Soon after, more of the surrounding towns
horrendous.
were forced to evacuate, and in 1992, then Governor Bob Casey invoked eminent domain on all properties in the
That's horrendous.
condemning all buildings within. A subsequent legal effort by the few remaining residents failed to have the decisions reversed, and in 2002, the U.S. Postal Service revoked Centralia's zip code 17927. And despite $42 million worth of relocation payments and buyouts, the last remaining residents were again ordered to leave, but refused.
That's
They
crazy,
eventually
dude.
reached an agreement with local and federal officials to allow them to live out the rest of their lives in their homes. And afterwards,
That's so rough.
their homes would be seized under eminent domain to ensure that no one else could live in the condemned areas. Centralia has since become a ghost town and a bit of a tourist attraction. Visitors come to see the smoke on its abandoned streets and to observe what seems like a scene frozen in time. And it's because of this creepy spectacle that many have reported seeing ghostly apparitions and strange creatures within the toxic fog.
What?
People
That's
who
creepy
have
as hell.
visited Centralia over the years are more than often awestruck by what they see. A gridwork of empty, nameless streets, remnants of properties, such as steps to a front door that's no longer there, all surrounded by smoldering hillsides and a devastated wasteland. I visited Centralia last weekend with a couple of my friends and I thought I might share a very weird experience I had while exploring.
Wait, this guy actually went. Oh my god, that's crazy.
We had just checked out some old tombstones, and were getting a whiff of smoke from the east, so that we walked down the old gravel road to look around.
There's got to be so... I'm actually realizing how dangerous this place is. Because not only could you fall in a sinkhole, there's probably loads of fucking, like, wild rodents and shit, like, running around that are pretty savage, right? Because they're going to be struggling to get food and stuff out there because it's so smoky. Maybe the animals, like, just stay away from it because it's too smoky for them, but... I don't know. I feel like there's probably some out there, right?
We found a slag-covered hillside with steam coming out of it. And when we heard what sounded like a voice saying something inaudible from down below where we were, then we heard it again a little more clearly.
Ew.
At that moment, the hill we were standing on started steaming more, and it really began to stink.
What?
Like rotten eggs or sulfur, I guess.
Run.
Well, it sort of spooked us, so we figured we'd better head back to the car. And as we were walking back to the area towards the cemetery, we heard it again.
Ew, someone's following them, bro.
Not the same words and not as clear, but it was like, why did you come here? What was even weirder was that it sounded like someone was yelling it out of the bushes. It was quiet and kind of closer, but we couldn't figure out exactly which direction it was coming from. It was very weird. We got back to the car and didn't see any other cars or people the whole time we were there. We left and weren't really sure what to make of it. We really weren't sure if we wanted to talk about it either. But all I know is
they
that
were
I'm
really
not
creeped
going
out.
back. And when I got home, I found out that the area I was walking in was near the location where the fire started, just right across the road from the cemetery. And something is just not right about that place. My name is Jim, and about a month ago, my girlfriend Lori and I were coming back from Nobles.
Oh, it's a story of someone else.
We decided to take 61 home and stop at Centralia to take a look, as we did once before. First, let me say, we're not superstitious. In fact, we're quite the opposite. We like checking out abandoned places and old buildings, old cemeteries, and that sort of thing. We've seen a lot of old abandoned homes over the years, and we checked out Centralia about a month ago, and it really gave us a fright. It was a wide abandoned twin home up on the side of the street, on a hill.
Damn.
There were 2 units, and both had red numbers sprayed on the front, which indicated, from what I gathered from the other homes, that it was probably set to be demolished in the near future. So we decided to check it out. The back door was open, so we went in. Some of the first floor windows were boarded up, making it dark, but we explored the old house a little. We were on the second floor in the hallway near the stairs that led up and down to the first and third floors. The door was open leading to the third floor. Lori was in the hallway while I was at the top of the steps that led downstairs. At this point, we heard footsteps coming from the stairs, from the third floor. It sounded to me that the steps were coming from the ceiling above, but also going down as well. So my first thought was that perhaps someone was living in the attic, maybe a third floor bedroom or something.
That's wild.
At first we were startled and really were worried that someone else was in the house. And as the footsteps sounded like they were going to reach the second floor hallway, Lori looked into the stairwell expecting to see someone, and there wasn't anyone there.
I hate that.
At the same time, we looked down the steps to the first floor and saw nobody. We just stared at each other for a few seconds, and I promptly asked, "Do you want to leave?" And she said yes.
Yeah.
We made a beeline to the back door where we came in and out to the car. We drove about 100 feet or so and stopped to look back at the house, looking at the windows. I mean, we expected to see someone looking at us.
Ugh.
But there was nothing, though. It was really weird.
I think it's the heat.
Like someone had walked down those stairs, but we couldn't see them. And it freaked us out. Anyways, I just don't know what to make of the whole situation. The coal mine fire of Centralia was indeed a tragedy, and it's my speculation that although no one was lost during the situation,
Oh.
perhaps the collective trauma was enough to stir up whatever could have been lurking there, or attracted something that wasn't there before. Losing your home and essentially your history due to an accident, and really for any reason at all, must have been devastating.
Yeah, it's gotta be rough,
And
dude.
if there happens to be anybody listening with close ties to everything, my heart really does go out to you.
Bro, it's gotta be
As for
so
now,
rough.
the legend of Centralia continues to live on as a desolate place where there is no people and no happiness. A smoldering wasteland. A true silent hill.
I wonder what the state of the coal veins were like down there before all that happened. I am very sus. I'm feeling kind of sus of this, I'm not gonna lie.